What's going on, my people, my family, and welcome back to Isrock's Movie Reviews. And today we're going to be discussing one of my favorite horror movies. I'm not going to call it a classic, but it's really, really phenomenal. It's called Your Next from back 2011. And I remember in the beginning when I first watched this movie, uh, I saw it was in production years before they actually even came out here in the States. It was going through various festivals. And when I first saw the trailers, I was like, wow, this movie looks incredible. It had my attention from the first 30 seconds of the trailer. So let's get into it. We're here with the Davison family, which they come under attack during a wedding anniversary getaway. The gang of mysterious killers soon learn that one of the victims that they're harboring has a secret talent for kicking ass and fighting back. This was a phenomenal piece. I'm surprised it didn't garner any sequels, but at the time, like I said, it was kicking around various festivals for a few years actually, but it gathered quite a buzz that eventually, we got to see it here in the States. So, Your Next is a rather intelligent horror thriller which at least gives some thought to the plot, the motivations, the villains, and how the heroine at least manages to keep them at bay, right? Unfortunately, it lets you down in the beginning because it has a slow opening, although there's a great beginning scene, but the main lead kicks ass. She's brutal, as brutal as the killers in this film. She's refreshing. She has that epic final girl feel to her. She literally kicks ass. And it starts off slow, but once the story comes around, it goes. The movie to me, after about 15, 20 minutes into the movie, it's paced really well. It's compelling. It's very gripping. It keeps you in your seat. You don't want to get up and miss anything. At times, over the last few years, I think that the slasher genre movie has died. For me, at least, a little bit. They stopped making unique and interesting movies. Everything seemed to be cliche or modeled after another movie. But this one, back then, it was a little light of glimmer, right? It was refreshing to see. It brings you a couple of murdered by someone disguised as a cat mask, a sheep, I believe. There's three murders in this, and later on, their neighbors hold a large family gathering in which, these troubles start to occur. Not only because they're being picked one by one, but also there's a family dynamic in this that's very different than what you've seen in different movies. There's people that don't get along and stuff like that, but the outcome and the reasons for what goes on leaves you speechless. It has definitely a great twist. The terror begins as one of the family members begin getting picked off, right, at the table. And those supply for awesome scenes. There's some really grim bits in this. There's a wire line, in particular the scene where it chops off a woman's head. It's nasty, suspenseful, surprises us, I believe, throughout the movie, all the way to the very end. There's lots of violence, so if you're offended, avoid this movie. Now, there's been more violent movies, but I thought it was great. This is basically a kick-ass movie, man. I wouldn't pass it at all. Your Next was directed by Adam Wingard, who I believe had help with the writing from Simon Barrett, and Sharni Vinson kicked the ass in this. She encompasses the whole movie. This is basically a home invasion movie that the most terrifying of subject matters include, spoilers that I don't want to tell you, I don't want to mention. I want you to go blind into this movie for the most part. But man, this movie doesn't reinvent anything, but it's consistent, it's confident, it knows where it's going, it's pretty much self-aware, It's nice to find that these directors had great respect for their target audience. Uh, they made movies in the subgenre before, and it has dark comedic aspects to it, which I thought helped. The killings were high grade when it comes to blood, physicality, originality. That's what the makers give us this great heroine, female, truly resourceful gal that fights back with a ferocity that's both sexy, frightening, confident. And while the revelation of why these events are happening it's hardly original, but the backstory given is even better. And there's some good acting from this cast. And, there's overuse of shaky cam stops that are going through it, but you can tell the director loves that. And this is definitely worth watching. And if you want to go see this, since I already saw it, you're next. You're up. Go watch it. I give this movie an 8 out of 10. And if you liked this review, hit that like button. Hit that notification bell. And if you want more content from me, all you have to do is subscribe. Peace.